I've got butterflies in my stomach. I felt a knot in my gut. I went with my gut feeling. We've all heard these phrases, but what if I told you they're more than just metaphors? That your gut, usually only associated with digestion, is actually a complex center of intelligence and emotion, so sophisticated that scientists now call it the second brain. And even more, what if we connect this discovery with the profound ideas of Carl Jung about the psyche and the unconscious? Get your mind and gut ready. This is going to be fascinating. For a long time, the gut was the ugly duckling of organs, but modern science has flipped the script. Researchers discovered that it's lined with a massive network of neurons known as the enteric nervous system, or ENS. We're talking about hundreds of millions of neurons, more than in the spinal cord or the peripheral nervous system. This ENS is so advanced, it can operate semi-independently from the brain. And now for the mind-blowing part. Your gut is a true factory of neurotransmitters. Ever heard of serotonin, the so-called happiness hormone that regulates mood, sleep, appetite, and overall well-being? Believe it or not, over 90% of your body's serotonin is produced and stored in your gut. Not to mention dopamine, related to motivation and pleasure, is also significantly produced in the gut. This gut-brain communication is constant and two-way, mostly via the vagus nerve, like a superhighway of information. What happens in your gut directly affects your brain, mood, cognition, emotions, and vice versa. And let's not forget the real stars, your gut microbiota. Trillions of bacteria living there play a huge role in regulating your mood, managing stress, and even your mental health. Imbalance in these bacteria, dysbiosis, is now linked to anxiety and depression. So those gut feelings, way more scientific than we imagined. Now, let's bring Carl Jung into the picture. Though he lived before we knew the neuroscience behind this, Jung had a deep intuition about the link between the psyche and the body, or soma. For someone who honored the unconscious, instincts, and the wisdom from within, how would he interpret this discovery of the second brain? The unconscious speaks through the body. Jung didn't see the unconscious as a dark basement of repressed content, but as a vital source of wisdom and instinct. He'd likely view the gut, with its complex neural activity and emotional impact, as a powerful expression of the unconscious. That intuition from your belly, Jung might say it's your unconscious sending a message your conscious mind hasn't caught yet. Gut feelings, the logic of the heart and the intestines. Jung spoke of psychological functions, including feeling, evaluating value beyond logic, and intuition, perception from the unconscious. Gut feelings fit here perfectly. Bodily sensations expressing what the rational mind hasn't processed. Jung would ask us to take them seriously. The shadow on your plate and in your gut. What happens when we swallow too many frogs, repress emotions, or deny parts of ourselves, what Jung called the shadow? That energy doesn't disappear. It seeks expression, and the body, especially the digestive system, often becomes the stage. No wonder conditions like IBS or gastritis worsen with chronic stress and anxiety. Is our second brain struggling to digest our unresolved inner conflicts? For Jung, the great journey of life is individuation, becoming whole by integrating the conscious and the unconscious, the light and the shadow. And this journey, he'd say, demands a constant, respectful dialogue between all parts of our being, including this second brain. Imagine this communication, your cranial brain with logic and planning, and your gut brain with instinctive and emotional wisdom constantly exchanging messages. If the upper brain is stuck in loops of worry and stress, it floods the gut with alarm signals, disrupting serotonin, damaging microbiota, and causing inflammation. And what's the result? The gut sends back signals of discomfort, anxiety, fatigue, a vicious cycle. On the other hand, a healthy gut with balanced microbiota, good nutrition, and less stress sends positive signals to the brain, boosting mood, mental clarity, and resilience. So, individuation would include learning to listen and honor the messages of the body, especially the gut. That bad feeling before making a big decision, or the relief when meeting someone special, Jung would say that's no nonsense. That's your psyche speaking through your most visceral self. Ignoring it means ignoring a vital part of your inner wisdom. So how can we practically nurture this connection and use this wisdom? Mindful listening to the body. Take quiet moments to scan your body. How does your belly feel? Relaxed? Tense? What sensations are present? Mindfulness meditation is great for this. Jung might call this attention to the inner world, including somatic signals. Feed your two brains, literally. Science is clear. A diet rich in fiber, vegetables, probiotics, and prebiotics nourishes your microbiota and neurotransmitter production. Jung might say that food for the soul begins with the body that houses it. Don't swallow your emotions, digest them. Just like the gut digests food, the psyche needs to process emotions. Find healthy ways to digest what you feel. Therapy, writing, art, talking with someone you trust. If emotions, especially the shadow ones, aren't digested, they ferment and affect both psyche and gut. Trust, with discernment, your gut compass. Learn to distinguish between a true gut intuition and anxiety or indigestion. With self-observation, your inner compass becomes sharper. Jung saw intuition as a key path to unconscious wisdom. Manage stress, the toxin of both brains. Chronic stress devastates the gut-brain axis. Find healthy releases, movement, hobbies, nature, relaxation. A balanced self, Jung would say, handles tension better. Thinking of the gut as a second brain and linking this to Jungian psychology reveals an astonishing truth. We are an interconnected whole. It's not mind over body or body over mind. It's a dance, a symphony where each part influences the other. To make life's music harmonious and rich, we must learn to listen to all our instruments, especially our two powerful command centers. Caring for our gut, then, is much more than caring for digestion. It's about mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being, opening a real channel to the ancient wisdom already within us. So, are you listening to what your second brain is trying to tell you? And you, have you ever realized how much your gut affects your emotions? Do you listen to your gut feelings? Share your thoughts in the comments. If this inner journey sparked new insights for you, don't forget to like, share with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe to the channel. Wishing wisdom and health to both your brains. See you next time.